Alright, back to car manufacturer. Our little tips series we're gonna work on here. So, here's our little starting situation. We're gonna be in Milwaukee, where the ferrets and there's our little symbol. Here's a couple of the new things they added. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna stay in hard mode. So let's get that started. I struggle to say guide because I'm not one to make guides, so we're just gonna call it tips between me and you. So let's pause for a second, and this is as far as the UI go, this is for our factory settings. We can go in here and change factory settings, and I'll demonstrate that later. This is our build menu here. We're gonna go to the build menu right now and remove all this crap. It's called editor. It's, I consider it the build menu. It's where you have your buildings, where you can make your buildings, add buildings. It's where you set up your different work areas. So this is the what I call the build setting. Just to start to go over the UI there a little bit. There we go. There's some more trash up here. All right, so we're already in our build menu, and I am going to need 3 buildings at the start. I don't think it matters what kind you want to use. I think it's all aesthetics only. I'm gonna go with the Roman style because I've been using brick, so we're gonna change that up. Right here, I'm gonna want a factory, and we're gonna start like so. Doesn't have to be exact right now. You can change the size of them. And we're going to need a sales office, like so. And I'm going to want a research area, like so. We're going to change the size of them. I'm just making the buildings. And we're going to want a parking area. 16 by whatever you feel I can fit. Seems like good for a start. So if you look down there where it says parking zone, I'm going up to where it says 16. And you can bring it up to whatever length you feel you can fit. That's good for a start. Later on, you'll be changing all that. Okay, so now we're going to set up our work areas. We're doing all this under the editor. So we're going to set up our work areas. This is our sales. No, that's employees. This is our sales. We don't need a very big sales area to start with. We can only fit We can only fit one of these and one of these in. So it doesn't need to be very big. We're going to go with about that by that. I'm going to bring this wall in. You click on the edge of the building, you can bring the wall in. Unfortunately, it's not working for me at the moment. There it went. Got there in the end. It was kind of weird. I'm not going to worry about bringing this in because eventually I'm going to extend the building to hold multiple of these little sales areas. But I'm going to click on the building and move it over into this corner. Right there would be fine. Let's slap a door on this. There we go. And then back under the sales menu, we're going to add a sales desk. Like so. And one of these little sales slots. We go here into research. It gives us our first car. And I always call this the tripod. I hope for obvious reasons. So there's the tripod. And here's our, which is under this, this menu here is what cars you have researched. Right now we just have the tripod. So we're going to go back into our build. Actually, we're done building in this one. Alright, this one's done. So if we go here into the factory settings, right, so now we can click on this area, this sales area, and it'll bring that up, and we can change that over to the car that we just brought up. Down here, it shows you the percentage. About 250 is what I feel like you can safely get away with to start off with. You can go a little higher. In fact, maybe we will go a little higher. Let's go to 275. That should be fine for right now, but you'll start seeing customers complain about price eventually, and then you'll want to start bringing it down. And if we go over here to advertisements, the only thing we can do right now is knock door to door. So we'll release that as is. So there's our sales area. Over here, we're going to do our research. We're going to do it about the same size because, again, we can only fit 2 stations into this area right now. So we go over here to research. Oh, this is the wrong menu. Under the editor, under the build menu. We're going to go to research. Research zone. We're going to make it about the same size. Because again, we can only fit these 2 items in. That is the car that we're going to be researching. And here is the employee's workstation. That's all we can have at the beginning. You tap Z to turn it. That's how I'm turning this with Z, and also you can use X. X or Z turns it. There we go. And you see the little feet there. It's because we don't have a door. Plop a door on there, and we're just gonna. Actually, we can shrink this wall down because we are not going to be making this one any bigger. You can let me do that with the door there. You are. Look how nice you are. But this one didn't go in. Are you broken? Video game. There it went. No, it won't let me know. Okay, well, we'll do it this way. Pull you out that way, and then we'll just move this. Game's being weird sometimes. And then we're just going to move the whole building over here. Just to get them out the way right now. You can stay over there. Now we're going to go up to our factory. And we're going to set this up. Now if you look, if I can zoom out far enough. See where it says market? Here. This is a ship. And your transporters have to go from here to your factory. So, we want a door close to that. I'm going to put the door here. And you'll see why here in a second. Now we want to set up our assembly line. Assembly station. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap between the wall and this workstation by 4 in total. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And under, right here in this area, we're going to put, if we go here into storage, we're going to set up a storage zone right here. We're going to make that about the same size as that, which will be perfect. And we're going to add in storage pallets. 4 will be plenty. Perfect. I'm going to bring this building in a little bit. About there. Now what we're going to do is back to our assembly here. We need to put a gate on this. There's our gate, and we're going to want to connect our conveyor belt to the gate. So we connect it by going from there to there. Perfect. Do we have everybody? We don't have the parking lot set up. So we're going to go into parking and set up the parking slots. We're going to tab Z, spin it right around. And we screwed that up one. We can just destroy it. I put that one in. I misclick on every game I play. If you watch any of my videos, you know I am famous for the misclicks. Or infamous for it. Alright, we're going to move this over here. I don't care if the customers have to travel to get their vehicles. I try to keep all work areas close to where my employees have to go. So my driver's going to want to come out. In fact, I'm going to delete this slot right here. My driver's going to come out, drive in, and park vehicles, and he's right back at the job. So I won't need that many drivers. That's why I got the transporter having the shortest route possible. And my mechanic is going to have the shortest route possible to the storage area. That will save you on your employees. Everybody is right close to where they need to be. It'll save you for having to hire many employees. If you're having to hire a ton of employees at the start or at the mid-game, make sure you got your employees ain't traveling too much. If you have to, zoom in on them and try to follow them around. I wish there was a follow feature for them, but there is not. Alright, so now we need workers. So let's get some workers in. We're going to go ahead and get the game moving a little bit. I am going to need one driver. Go to here for hire, and I am going to go with the strength 3 because I can't train anybody right now, so we're going to go for strength 3 on all these employees. We're never going to get anyone less than. I am going to need one researcher for that research station. I'm going to need one salesman for that salesman station. I'm going to dismiss these because none of them are 3. He is a 3. I'm going to use one transporter to start with. There's 1 for 3. And I want 2 mechanics. Perfect. 1 and 2. I'm going to go back to pause. We have our employees now. Now we need to set up this line to make the tripod. So we click on our line where it says none. We want to make the tripod. We're going to set up this storage area by clicking on the storage area. It says here to create the order. And if I go back, see where it says, look, see how it linked to that work area? We're going to have multiple of these, one for each of these workstations. This is a template for most of the game. You're just going to be making copies of this right here. This is just going to be copied over and over and over again. So we're going to go over here, and I see a lot of people just running 1 and 1 and hitting place order. Wrong. That is wrong. You want at least 5. I'm going to go up to 10. Now what that does is he's going to stock this pallet with enough parts to make 10 vehicles. So once he's done that, he don't have to worry about this work area or this storage area for a long time. While it's taking the mechanics to make 10 vehicles, he doesn't have to worry about that. So he can be off to other work areas doing the same thing. It'll take him longer to set this up, but it'll free him up in the future. Otherwise, if you just had it set for 1 or 2, he's going to be constantly running back and forth trying to keep this one pallet full. Because you're going to make 1 vehicle, and then this pallet's going to be empty. So he has to go back. So he's going to be constantly moving. So, and that is what so that's how we're going to set that up. And you can change this. So once any one of these parts gets down to 30%, he'll come and start restocking that. You can change this. I'm going to leave it at 30. 30 is fine for right now. So we're just going to place that order. So now we're ready to go. I believe we have everything set up as far as that goes. So let's start. We're not gonna start the line. We're gonna give a transporter time to get this full. It won't take him too long. And we're gonna start researching this. The next vehicle. Normally, I would go for what's under the tent first, which it would be if you go down here into research, would be these vehicles here. So normally, what I would do it before I go to the next tier. You can see these are the tiers. But for the first vehicle, I actually want this one. It is a good selling vehicle. It's very nice. So we're going to go for that one straight off the bat. That is going to really help us out in the early game. And there you go. See, he's seeing the transporter. He's already starting to fill this up. It won't take him too long to make fill up for 10. And then he can ignore this place for a long time. Because it will take us quite a while to make 10 vehicles. And I believe we're all set up here. We're just going to wait on that transporter. I am never hit full speed until you're pretty sure everything's running pretty smooth. I think he's about got this full. Let's go ahead and start it up, start production. Yeah, I wouldn't go full speed until you're confident everything's running pretty smooth, because it don't take you very long to run out of money if you made a mistake, especially at the beginning. Yep, we're ready to go. So we're just going to let this run full speed. Hopefully he researches that car quickly. I need 2 of these to be made. Here's your research, your tech tree. We can do this. It's only $100. What I want right now is this one. It's going to be $100, and this one. But I need to unlock them. So I need to sell 2 vehicles and create 2 vehicles to unlock those. And I need this car researched. Has he created a car yet? I don't know if he's made one yet or not. While I was sitting there messing about. Well, there is definitely one. My driver's off, goofing off somewhere. You'll find that with your drivers, and I'll show you how to solve that later on. It'll be pretty far down the series before I show you how to solve that. It's when you got work area or worker areas set up. Here, when you can set these up, you can control where your people go to hang out when they have nothing to do. Do we have 2 vehicles made yet? No, still not yet. Now we do, right? Yes. Bam. I'm going to slow things down a little bit. I'm waiting on 2 of them to be sold. We haven't sold either one of those yet. Okay, now we're going to get ready for when this car is researched, which shouldn't be too much longer. I slowed things down. I'll actually pause it while I demonstrate. So we're going to go back into our editor, and we're going to get ready for another line. Keep an eye on your money while you're doing this. Don't overbuild. Keep an eye on your cash. I know where we're at here. Again, we are just going to be copying this repeatedly. And this is how we're going to set up for right now. I could actually... I don't think I need to extend the building. It's actually fine. And so again, we're going 4 over. And then here. We're just making copies of this is all we're doing. We're copying this over and over and over again. And we'll be doing a lot of that. So again, we're going to go to our storage area. We are going to have to bring it down a little bit. Let's bring this down, building down just a bit, because that storage area is going to be interfering with the conveyor. So I'm just going to drag that building down slightly. So to do that, I'm going to have to destroy this gate, which is fine. And then we can drag it down about to there. Now we have to put our gates back up. Gates are under assembly. We might as well put this one up over here. And we'll reconnect our conveyors. And we might as well connect our conveyors here. Oh, that did not connect. Let's try it again. You hold control to delete a conveyor line. Hold control and click left click. It does explain it to you in the what is going on? The path to the factory gate is blocked, is what it says. Is it this? Can't be. Your game's a lie. What is the problem here? Why do you think it's blocked? Yeah, it must have been this little parking lot here is messing with him. Alright, again, we're just making copies of what we already have. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the most efficient way I've figured out how to do things. Again, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to play a video game unless you're cheating in a multiplayer or purposely team griefing in a multiplayer. I play WoW, so I know what both are. Well, not so much the cheating, but definitely the griefing. So there's no right or wrong way. I'm just trying to show out tips to help people learn how to play this game, because the tutorial, while it's decent, is not. I don't think it's great. And just little things that I picked up along the way. All right, let's continue on. Oh, I forgot my little pallets. You don't need to research any more of these pallets. You'll if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, this will be all you'll need, because you'll be into robotics before too long. So this, and if you got multiple little workstations like this, this will be fine. How are you doing? You are slow. We're going to speed it along. I am probably going to not run 2 stations for the tripod. I will wait till the next vehicle comes out after the one we're waiting on. There, I won a tripod. So we probably can extend our sales room now. We go into our tech tree. This is the other one I want. And we may even go for advertisement. How's our money? Okay. We won't do any more than that. Now if we go into this, make sure you're in the factory menu and you click on this area, we can activate flyers. That'll help spread the word of our vehicle. These are vehicles. Now the one transporter will easily be able to keep up with this if you have multiple vehicles that you can stock. You might have to wait a little bit before you start the line. You might have to wait a little bit longer, but in the long run it'll help you. It'll save you from having a lot of transporters at the start. You'll be able to get away with a lot fewer. Excuse me. I had a cough sneeze. I don't know what that was, a cough or a sneeze. It was a little bit of both. We are stuck waiting on this car. You know what? I may just hire another researcher. We're gonna have to give him a desk. So we'll go into the editor, sales, throw down another desk. That is not sales. I meant research. I know what my brain meant. My brain and my mouth had a miscommunication. There we go. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. I don't want a long pause right here, and I don't like editing. We're starting to back up a little bit here. I think if you're getting a lot of the same vehicle, you can come in and watch the customers and see what they say. It'll be in red. Not that time it was in green, which means car sold. I don't think the only thing we can change right now is the price. We might have to lower the price. That's the only thing we're able to change at the moment. Later on, there's other things you can do. Yeah, one researcher should carry you through. I'm just for the sake of the video. I threw in another one to speed up the process a bit. In fact, I might can him after this. So. These lines right here, you don't have to worry about them too much at the early game when you're using mechanics. But the stuff I'm showing you later on is really important when you get into robotics. If you want the fastest output, like I was making close to probably 2 million an hour, and when I got to the end game Mega Factory, finally, let's pause this up. Give me that vehicle. Oh, I'm in the wrong menu. See, it's trying to get me to delete it. Make sure you're in the factory mode when you're trying to do these things. What should we call it? I'm not great with names. We'll just pick. No, Vantage is fine. I'm not great with names. So, there's something I could have been doing. We need to extend out our sales area. Oh, we might as well get them started on the next vehicle. Now I will go for the ones that are under the cover. Because, oh, perfect. That's kind of the one I want, actually. Man, the RNG is being good to this game. That's actually another good early game vehicle. Alright, back to the editor. I called it build mode, but it's actually called editor. We're going to stretch this out. Eventually, we're going to have 6 of these sales areas. That is our goal. Alright, let's add in another one. Just making copies. We're always just going to be making copies of what already works. We're just copying things. Now we're going to set this line up that we got ready already. That was weird. Ready already. Back into the factory. We're going to click on the conveyor belt. You can click anywhere on here. It'll bring up this menu. And the car we just researched, the Vantage. We're going to have that. Now, if we go here, we're already there. We're going to split these 2 stations. In the beginning, it's not that important, but don't count these and go 50-50. Actually look at the parts. How many steps there are in the building. Like, there's nothing here, so don't count this. See what I'm saying? There's no parts here. There are no body elements. There are no electrical. So try to split it evenly that way. And try to put a little bit more on this one than on this one. Like I said, early game right now, it's not that big of a deal, but later on it does make a difference. I'm just trying to prepare you or get you in the mindset of that's how you should be setting it up. So later on when you're dealing with the robots, it'd be much easier on you. So now we need to set up our storages. Again, we're going to do them the same way. Now, see where it says there's 2 of them? It's because we have 2 workstations. We're going to connect this one to the closest one. And we're just going to multiply it. We'll go 5. Place the order. And same thing here. We're just going to add 5. Now, it's going to be kind of slow right now until we can add more of these. Like I said, we're just going to be copying this. we're gonna be in the tech tree, and we're gonna want the next step is to have 4 of these work areas and even more mechanics. That is where we're headed. All right, we'll let this run for a little bit, but that is our start. We have okay. I need another mechanic actually. All right. Actually, we're gonna hire 2 more. So 1 for each work area. And if we go, we're already there. If we go into the settings, we can add 2 to this one. We can add 2 to this one. That way they're not wandering around. They're gonna stay on their little line. Wandering employees is something that I have noticed, and it is a little frustrating. It's like, why is things not happening? And you'll see your drivers over here when you are full up. So it's good to try to keep them focused into one area if you can. Later on, when we unlock these work areas, there is ways we can do that. All right, let's get things going again. We're gonna wait for our transporter to fill these up. There's our driver just hanging out. See, he's a good one. He's actually hanging out where his work needs to be done. But like if I were to build a rest area for these guys, a lot of times you'll find your drivers all focused over here where there's a rest area. So if you build them a little rest area and click on it, and you'll see a list, and I'll demonstrate that later on. You'll see a list and you can max it out for drivers, and then that'll force them to be in that area, which is helpful. It's going to take him a little longer to fill this up than it normally would if you're just using one, but things will run smoother in the end. I'm going to fire that one researcher. I don't want to research at warp speed. The pace with one is going to be enough. So we go back to factory, we go to the researchers and employed, and we'll fire the one that's already wore out. He's just tired because he's the one doing the work right now. That's the only reason he's tired. All right. We ready to go yet? I did this backwards. I should have started when I was doing place orders and all that. I should have did this one first because he fills them up in the order that I create them, and I always forget that. It's fine. We'll get there because otherwise I could start it now. I'm gonna pause this one. Just give that transporter. I could hire another transporter right now. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna pause that right now so he ain't trying to run. I need him to fill this line up. It's gonna take him some time. You know what? I may, just for the sake of the video, hire another transporter. There we go. Normally I wouldn't. If I was just playing on my own, I wouldn't right now. But for the sake of the video, I don't want it to be god awfully long as it is already. Man, our tripods are not selling very well. Oh, we need to set up for the next one. Activate what we have. I might have to bring the price down on that tripod. I think I will. He's going to start backing me up. At least until the other car comes out. Because we're going to get rid of the tripod. Tripod doesn't sell very well. You see this one? We get an income of $1,400. And on the tripod, we're only getting 400, roughly. There, just to get rid of those things. You can also click on your parking lot and quick sell. You're not gonna get much money for them, like you see up there at the top. We're only gonna get 166 for them. But if you get overloaded, there's one way you can fix that, just by clicking on the parking lot and over here, doing things. Alright, I think this line's ready. And I think I have this one paused as well. Alright, so there we go. Oh, our next car is already ready to go. Alright, but that is going to be for the next one. This video's been long enough. So, we're going to stop it here, and I'll pick it right back up, right where we're at. So, I will see you on the next one.